And Fox News has obtained images showing the actual pages from the blood-soaked journal, which police say they found on the terror suspect Ahmed Khan Rahami. Let's go back to Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge live in Washington. And Catherine, as we're talking about this, I'm going to pull up the images on our big area television right now. And this is exactly what you're talking about. You can see the area where there was a bullet, okay, and a hole that went through this journal. What stands out about what you've been able to read, Catherine?
Well, first of all, Fox News has obtained 8 of these images exclusively. One other news organization has one of the pages. What stands out to me is that you can see that Rahami was completely amped up on this jihadi propaganda, that he was knee-deep in this radical message. He clearly had leanings toward al-Qaeda. He writes about Osama bin Laden. He writes about the American-born cleric Anwar al-Awlaki, who was really the godfather of this digital jihad. He even writes about Nidal Hasan, the army major who was responsible for the Fort Hood massacre. They're all related to al-Qaeda. But what's really worth noting here is that there's also a reference to Adnani. He is a very senior figure within ISIS, and it seems more than a bit odd that there's absolutely no reference in the indictment that was released last night with the federal charges, that they mention all of these other terrorist groups, but there's simply no mention of ISIS. So we are definitely going to follow that up, Fox News, with the U.S. Attorney as well as the Justice Department here.
I want to go back to these images. So the one I have on my screen right now, and some of these pages may look similar, but the wording is very different. He has spoken the truth. Join us in our front, i.e. Yemen. Stay behind. And for Nidal Hasan, the Fort Hood shooter. I mean, he's got wording in here that speaks to the Fort Hood shooter, Osama bin Laden. We spoke about that before, but now we can see this in his actual handwriting. And there's, I mean, these blood-soaked pages, you can just see the words kind of filtering through. You see grateful sheikh. And in this one, you can't really read the words as well. But on one of them, it was a prayer, thanking God. Everything had to be done quietly. I had to get the license. And, oh, now this is interesting. He's writing down, and we won't know this until they really reveal, Catherine, more in the investigation. So are these the steps that he went through, or is he talking about some of the steps of the others? Because that's also in the journal, kind of giving props, if you will, to those other terrorists.
Well, he clearly in the journal is talking about his mission and how he has sought authorization for his actions through the readings of these radical clerics. The other thing I would emphasize to folks is that we checked all of the quotes in that indictment with the pages you have just seen, and they match up 100%. It's absolutely authentic.